Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I think it's going to be a fun one and a lot of great information and great accolades to celebrate. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Andrew Lockie, our CEO, to join us.
Thank you so much, Elise, and to everybody who either came here from a distance that was short, or if you came here from a further away distance. We're delighted to have the folks that we do have here today, and I hope you've enjoyed being in Watford if you're not from Watford. I went downtown when I first rolled in today, and I saw on the door of Homestead Bakery and soups and other things that they were advertising our Y fundraiser that we're holding here, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I took a picture, and then I found out that they are the caterer here in the back of the room as well. So please thank them if you see them. And it's called Homestead. And as you come and go from Watford, please patronize this lovely place called Homestead. Really want to welcome everybody here to this East Lambton YMCA. This is our 15th and newest center of community within YMCA of Southwestern Ontario. And thank you to those who are celebrating here in person, or as I mentioned earlier, if you're joining us from the live stream. Remember, we did the live stream from London last year, and it was really well attended, so that was great, and hopefully the same is true again this time around. As was said, I'm Andrew Lockie. I'm the CEO for the YMCA of Southwestern Ontario, which is just an incredible organization, and I take such pride in the work that we do. And I'm looking around this room and seeing some really familiar faces that are great to see, and I know your passion for the Y is really the fuel that drives things. And I want to thank you for the amazing work you do in our communities and working with our communities, whether you're an employee or a volunteer or connected to us in some other way. Working with you closely on producing these outcomes for these communities is an essential ingredient for creating the magic that we do. So really want to say thank you. Throughout the next hour, you're going to hear from our board chair, Christina Shaw, who's here, and she's going to reflect on our last year of operations. I think you'll be, like I was, amazed, even though I get to see it every day, the profound difference that we're making in our communities. And in particular, we have some cool stories to tell for two of our employees who have come to tell their personal stories and how the Y has impacted their lives. You're going to be introduced to our new brand platform. If you haven't been already, you'll be introduced to it, or you'll be reintroduced to our brand platform, Shine On, which is being actually launched at almost every YMCA across Canada. And I can tell you, having worked for YMCA for quite a long time, it is incredibly hard and incredibly rare to get everybody to agree to a collective approach like this. But you'll hear more about that in a little bit. You're going to be witness to the presentation of Employee Service Awards. We weren't 100% sure. Some people may not have RSVPs but come, so we'll have to see. But I think the current count is, whether you're here or not, is 11 of our dedicated employees who've actually been with us for 20 or more years. And so some of them will be watching on the live stream. Some of them are saying, I'm not interested in watching a live stream, and some of you are here, and some of you even more than that 20 years, a lot more than those 20 years. So looking forward to that. We're also going to be introducing you to the recipient of the very prestigious Bowman Award, and you'll see what that's all about when we get to that presentation. And lastly, I'm very excited to share with you and launch with this important group of folks, our closest friends, our 5-year strategic plan, which was very recently passed by our board of directors. Many of you participated in the consultations associated with the development of that strategic plan. We're really, really pumped about it, looking forward to that. And so let's get started. I now want to kick things off by inviting our dear friend Joe Sobalski, one of our regional managers of Health, Fitness, and Aquatics, to come to the podium for land acknowledgement. Joe.
Thank you, Andrew. The YMCAs of Southwestern Ontario are proud of our partnerships with the Indigenous communities. We'd like to begin tonight by acknowledging that we're gathering on the traditional territory of the Chippewa, Ottawa, Potawatomi, and Delaware peoples. It's okay, I think, to say that we're probably at a different part of the path in reconciliation. But what I find that's really helpful is if we take a minute just to think about it. During my years working for the YMCA, I've been fortunate enough to develop some great relationships with some of our Indigenous neighbors and friends while leading various Y programs, and have been and continue to be taught lessons about truth. So please, if you don't mind, take a few seconds and think about where you are on the journey in reconciliation. What can you do, or what can you continue to do, to make sure barriers that continue to violate Indigenous communities are broken down? Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Joe, for kicking us off with that heartfelt land acknowledgement. I know connections to and service with and partnership with Indigenous communities is a really important thing in your life. And thank you for bringing that passion to the Y and to this meeting today. I now want to ask Christina Shaw, our board chair, to share her thoughts on the past year through the lens of our recently published 2023 annual report. So with that, Christina, please take the mic.
Thanks, Andrew. As Andrew said, I'm Christina Shaw, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving as the chair of the board of directors, starting into my second year as chair, and I couldn't be more excited about the path forward for the Y. On behalf of the board, I wanted to thank everyone for attending this year's annual community gathering at this amazing facility here in Watford. I confess I'd not been in this portion of our facility, and I am absolutely blown away. I mean, I think every community needs a Y like this one. The East Lambton Y here is just a perfect example of how the municipality community partners and the Y can work together to create that place where everyone can gather and be part of something that's incredible, a center of community, not for the community, but of the community. As you'll read in our recently published annual report for 2023, this was a year for embracing change. By embracing change, YMCA of Southwestern Ontario was able to effectively navigate and operate in a post-pandemic world, adapting our programs and services to meet the evolving needs of our communities and the needs of our employees. We created and adapted programs to engage young people, families, and seniors in our communities, both in person and virtually, and the latter being an extension of the innovative technologies that we adopted during the pandemic. The people we reached across our region are vast. In 2023, over 200,000 members and participants were welcomed at the YMCA. Nearly 1,700 children participated in our childcare programs, either in our full day or half day. Over 5,000 newcomers were connected to the Y services, and our employee engagement measure was ranked at a very strong rate of 80, which is really encouraging, particularly as we emerge from the pandemic. These are just a few of the accomplishments that we're so proud of and that represent our reach and the impact of so many people's lives in Southwestern Ontario. We hope that you'll take some time to read our annual report, Embracing Change Through a Year of Transition. When you're leaving, you'll find on the star-shaped cookies that were on your chairs that there's actually a barcode, a QR code there that you can scan to access our entire report. Today, I want to leave you with this important message about the Y as a charity. By supporting the Y, whether it be through attending one of our events, the Women of Excellence Gala, Jordan's Run the Runway, any of other events, donating to our charity, purchasing a membership, sending your kids to one of our overnight or day camps, you create opportunities that ensure no one in our communities gets left behind. Thank you to our amazing employees for their passion and their undying commitment to the Y. There's no one like you. Thank you to my fellow board members and to our community members for your continued leadership and support. And thank you to our volunteers and to our donors, and to all of you who make all of this possible. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Christina, and for your leadership, and to all of our board and community members for their commitment and engagement as we embark on a new strategic plan, which we are going to spend some time talking about as well. But the work of being a board member it doesn't happen out in the light of day the same way that a lot of the work that I do, for instance, does. And it's as a result of that, our board doesn't get all the credit that it definitely deserves. And you in particular, Christina, as our chair right now, our board is an outstanding board. They do a great job of keeping me on my toes with tough questions, provoking new kinds of thoughts and new directions, and they balance that with really providing an incredibly supportive environment for me and all of our employees. And I really wanted to express that as well, that the board often talks, and if you're one of our employees or volunteers here or through the live stream, our board often talks about their reverence for the incredible work of our employees. So thank you for referencing that again, Christina. Now, in my welcoming comments, I mentioned that our new brand platform, Shine On, is being launched in 35 Ys in Canada this year. Again, that is a remarkable achievement. So I just want to tell you a little bit about this brand platform, and hopefully it's something that you, as an interested party of the Y, can embrace as well. This is the first time that Ys across Canada have collaborated on such a significant and important type of work to increase awareness about the Y. One of the sayings we often say is the Y is really well known, but it's not known really well, because people tend to know the Y through the thing that they experienced at the Y, and it's not necessarily the breadth of the many things that we do. And as a result of that, we think there are people who would really love the Y as much as we all love the Y if they knew a little bit more about it. And so that's what the Shine On campaign is about. You'll see that the ads that we use, and a brand platform, by the way, goes beyond just what an ad looks like. It goes into everything you do, the way you look, the way you treat people. It's the promise you make to your participants and constituents. And so you're going to see a lot of the background as to what ties it all together. We have this really wide variety of things which is different, in terms of a program, but in every case, and we'll get into some of the language, and you'll see it in an ad shortly that ran in the Toronto area some time ago, and you'll see that it's all about unlocking potential in humans, allowing people to shine, being the spark that ignites potential in people. So as an example of how we can send that message, I want to direct your attention up to the absolutely huge screen up there. And we've got some of the collateral that's already been developed and has been used in some other communities, and more is coming, and you'll see that rolling out in all of our communities not before too long. So with that, here we go.
Hey, I seen your help wanted sign. Are you still hiring?
This is where these winding roads have led. I can see a day of gold ahead. Can't be done, impossible, they've said, but I'll get there. I'll get there. I will rise up. I will not fall. I will stand up. I will not fall. I will stay strong. I'm never giving up.
Well, yeah? Pretty great. No, it's really outstanding work. It actually started in 2021, or at least the launch of it started in 2021 at YMCA Greater Toronto. And I thought it was terrific work and really promoted the idea of us collaborating as a movement across the country, because I thought it was so terrific and you know, such a terrific capture of the essence of what we are, no matter what program that you are affiliated with. So this last year's Obstacles campaign, that, as you could have seen there, focused on how the Y can help people overcome emotional obstacles exacerbated by the pandemic and find their potential. So I think that really came through in that. And it's not the only place we'd want it to come through. We'd want it to come through in how we talk about our work. We'd want it to come through in conversations like the one we're having at this presentation here today. This year, the focus will be on loneliness and the impact that it has on society. According to many leading health authorities in Canada, the loneliness epidemic is spreading rapidly across the country and having profound impacts on health and well-being. The stigma and shame of being lonely can make the problem invisible, making it feel difficult for people to actively seek connections. Through these campaigns, we will help people in our community see the Y as the place where they can create connections, because the Y is a welcoming center of community where people from all walks of life can ignite their true potential. I think that is so cool. And when you think of how that would apply, whether somebody went to a camp, like happened for me when I was a little kid, or whether they were a newcomer to Canada and they needed a settlement support person to help them with that journey, or whether they came into one of our health, fitness, aquatic facilities. And then, of course, as soon as Andrew starts listing things, he starts worrying he's not going to say one, so I'm just going to stop there. All of our programs and services meet this description so well. So we are very truly excited to celebrate and launch this Shine On Bland platform across the country, and we believe this campaign brings to life our vision of vibrant communities where everyone can shine. Our new 5-year strategic plan, with a new vision, thriving communities where everyone's potential can shine, and an updated mission, which is now a charity that ignites growth and belonging for people of all backgrounds, beliefs, and abilities, which is similar to what you may recall from the past, but it really tightened up and easier to reproduce. I would like to express my sincere thanks to our employees and members of the community, hundreds and hundreds of them, who provided input during this process. We actually took a year, and that was a deliberate choice at the outset, to really take our time to dive deep. This plan is important as we build a healthier, more connected community where we live across the region, and that everybody has a chance to shine. I'd like to take a few minutes to summarize this plan, if I could, please. So we have this graphic here. Get used to this graphic. It is the core of the plan. And it does such a great job of capturing a lot of data and inputs that led us to this. I'm going to speak now to the 4 pillars of focus. So if you see along the top, we have 4 categories, if you will. Those are called our pillars of focus. They are foster community, focus on youth and newcomers, be the place to work, and improve sustainability. And then I also want to point your attention toward what we call integrations. And you can see the integrations are really designed to be the things that go through all 4 of the strategic pillars of focus. They're essential in every way to each of those different pillars of focus. So you can see from here that those include truth and reconciliation, equity, diversity, and inclusion, sharing our Y story, strengthening partnerships, and growing our charitable impact. So, starting with fostering community, with the strategic pillars of focus, I wanted to share that and you can see for yourself what's written there, but I just want to share for you in each category some examples of some work that's actually already underway. And in some cases complete, in some cases being announced in here tonight. So for foster community, a big part of that you'd see with what our objectives are is to really find a way to take those disparate programs I was describing, where maybe you don't know the why because you know it through one of the things we do, that's how you know the why and you don't know the breadth of the work, and to try and create intentional interconnections between those things. And I think one really cool thing that is playing out right now is that we have just begun being the provider of employment support services for Employment Ontario in Windsor. And this work is being led by Krista, our VP, for that area. And we're already talking about how it would be great if we could find a way for that work to take place inside one of our newcomer service centers. And we're also working on the potential of a new location for that as well. And so that's an example of how we'll be able to create meaningful interconnections. And as a result, foster community. Focus on youth and newcomers. So speaking of Krista, we have a VP of Youth Engagement now, which we didn't have until about a year ago. And that has brought new attention to our work. I mentioned the Employment Ontario work, but also the reestablish of our YAC, which is our Youth Advisory Committee. Didn't sound very nice the way I said it. YAC. But anyway, YAC. How's that? So we're already underway with some work, as that being an intentional area of focus for us. Very exciting. For Be the Place to Work, I have an exciting announcement to make here tonight, and we have a number of our HR department folks here, and I'm really excited to announce that as of now, we don't have a department that's called HR anymore. We have the People and Culture Department. So congratulations. Exciting news. This is something that Tracy and I have talked about on and off for a couple of years, and then her team came to her and said, you know, HR doesn't sound like, we're really about people, and that makes people sound like a commodity, which we know they're not. So this creates a new and enhanced identity for members of the team, but it is a reflection of the broader scope of their work. And this team, who I want to thank, goes beyond managing traditional human resources. They foster an inclusive and supportive environment that prioritizes development, well-being, and engagement of our staff and volunteers. And we see that when we do employee engagement surveys. We see that come through when our employees talk to us anecdotally. We see that come through. So I think People and Culture is a better name for the work. So there we go. Exciting stuff. Improving sustainability, that final category there. A couple of things that would be good examples. If you look at the bottom, looking at environmental sustainability, we participated in a report that was produced by Boston Consulting Group for Y Canada on our environmental impact and trying to find out ways that we could reduce our carbon footprint. We also, in improving sustainability, we had to make the very difficult decision to close one of our beloved branches, the Bob Hayward branch in East London, and that's a representation of improving sustainability. We also had a very exciting announcement around Centre Branch, where we've gone out to the community to say, let's redefine how this building works, how these services work, what happens in the downtown of London through the Y. So those are good examples of improving sustainability. So I look forward to sharing many more strides as we go through this process over the next 5 years. But I wanted to help demonstrate for you the kinds of things we're talking about doing. And these are real meaningful things. This is going to have an effect on our association, and I think a really great effect. I'd now like to once again call on Joe Sobalski to present an award, moving on from the strategic plan. A very prestigious award, and I always look forward to this, and it's our William Bowman Award. So Joe, with that, if you would please come up to present the award for this year.
All right, thank you, Andrew. All right, it's my pleasure, and I'm honored to present an award that holds great significance to our community and to our YMCA. Before we announce this year's winner, though, I'd like to share a little bit of the history about the award's namesake, William Bowman. William Bowman, a philanthropist and a railway man, founded the YMCA in London on November 28, 1856. His philanthropic endeavors extended beyond the YMCA. He served as a director and a trustee of the London Humane Society, president of the London Mechanics Institute, a forerunner of the London Public Library, and was a benefactor of the Protestant Orphans' Home. The earliest known record of the London YMCA is found in a brief entry in Mr. Bowman's diary on January 12, 1857. Additionally, on November 29, 1858, the Free Press reported on the YMCA's annual meeting where William Bowman was elected president. So this year I'm so pleased to present the William Bowman Award to our friends, the Optimist Club of Watford. The Optimist Club of Watford is being recognized for their unwavering commitment, volunteerism, guidance, and support to the leadership at the YMCA in Watford. This award honors the Optimist Club as outstanding community ambassadors who help the YMCA thrive in Watford while upholding our core values: honesty, respect, responsibility, caring, and inclusivity. The club's overall high level of volunteerism and dedication to the community truly embodies the spirit of the YMCA. The Optimist Club of Watford has significantly contributed to our success by inviting us to collaborate with them on the Watford Road Race, their annual Family Day events, and the Community Remembrance Day celebrations. The club also actively participates in our fundraising initiatives, helping to send kids to camp through our annual Fill the Bus campaign. Additionally, the YMCA has been warmly welcomed to the Optimist Club of Watford's meetings, fostering stronger ties and collaboration with their many members. We have no doubt that the Optimist Club of Watford will continue to be a trusted community partner as we work together to help each member of our community shine. It is my distinct pleasure to present this year's William Bowman Award to the Optimist Club of Watford. Jackson, if you and your members.
On behalf of the Optimist Club, I'd like to thank you for this prestigious award, and thanks for your help with the road race and Family Day. And we will look forward to working with you on upcoming events.
Congratulations.
It's been so terrific to be a part of this community, but it wouldn't be possible with partners and community members to support that. So very, very exciting, and congratulations to the Optimist Club of Watford. We are sincerely grateful for all you've done to make this facility a reality and for being a collaborative community partner. And by the way, isn't this a spectacular facility? I mean, I think Christina put it well. Every community needs a Y like this, and I couldn't agree more. In the spirit of recognition and carrying on with the spirit of recognition, I'm excited to introduce, first time I'm able to say this, Tracy Stubb, the Senior VP of People and Culture at the YMCA of Southwestern Ontario. And Tracy's here to present employee recognition awards, and we know a lot of them are going through the live stream, but we do have some people in person, which is obviously really great too. So over to you, Tracy.
Thanks, Andrew. It is my absolute pleasure and honor today to say a special thank you to our employees who've served our organization for 20, 30, 35, and 45 years. Wow, that's a long time. I thought it might be fun to take a trip back in time for these milestones. So in 2004, 20 years ago, notable movies were $1 Million Baby and The Notebook. Also, it was the year of no hockey. Remember that? Yeah, that was due to a labor lockout that canceled the NHL. In 1994, 30 years ago, the TV show Friends first hit our screens. Harry Styles and Justin Bieber were also born that year. And the #1 song was The Sign by Ace of Base. And the New Jersey Devils beat Detroit for their first Stanley Cup. Sorry about that. In 1989, on November 9th, the Berlin Wall came down. The two longest-running pop singles were Miss You Much by Janet Jackson and Another Day in Paradise by Phil Collins. And Dustin Hoffman won Best Actor Oscar for Rain Man. 1979. 45 years ago, Kathy Amos. Margaret Thatcher was elected as Britain's Prime Minister. The snowboard was invented in the USA. Sony released the Walkman. Michael Jackson released his breakthrough album, Off the Wall. A dozen eggs were 84 cents. And All in the Family ran its final episode. To those of you who we recognize for these milestone anniversaries, we know you can choose to work elsewhere, but we're truly thankful that you've chosen our Y to dedicate your service. We appreciate your loyalty and hard work, which has helped shape our Y to what it is today. Thank you for your remarkable service and for being an essential part of our team. And here's to many more years of shared achievement and growth. Congratulations to our honorees. I'm now going to read the names of individuals that we've got here, or you can see them. I believe we have 4 individuals that are here. If there's more that are showing up, I'd like everyone to come up to the front, please, because we'd like to present you with a certificate and a flower. So I believe we've got Lisa Wilson, Sarah Dantas, Marilyn Himbury, and Kathy Amos. And if there's anybody else, then I'll touch you. Great. We've got certificates here. Thanks. Great.
I didn't do the math, but if you just look at that list and you add up the years of service to community as an employee at the Y, it's truly inspiring. So thank you to all of you, those who are joining us through their computer screens, and for those of you who could be here in person. Your passion and commitment is second to none. Without you, we couldn't do what we do every day. Thank you so much. Now, we traditionally open our agendas to meetings, as many of you will know, with a Y story. But considering the strong and recurring themes around recognition, youth employment, and people and culture, we thought it'd be fitting to keep our Y story to keep our Y story to the very end tonight. So I'd like to call up with that Tess Corriveau and Alora Webb to share their Y stories. Tess and Alora are part of our Employment Services Division. Welcome to Tess and Alora. I know you're here. I saw you. Where are you sitting? Ah, there you are. Please come up.
Can you all hear me okay? Yep, okay. So my name is Tess Corriveau for everyone that doesn't know me, and I am the lead enhanced employer support facilitator for our Y Opportunities program. It's a very long name, so bear with me. I just go by EESF. Our Y Opportunities program assists individuals with self-identified or diagnosed disabilities, develop skills, connections, and supports that allow them to engage in meaningful work opportunities in our London and surrounding area. I've been working at the YMCA in this role for over a year now, working closely within the community by establishing connections and supporting workplace transitions for our participants. However, I've been actively involved in the YMCA ever since I was 3 years old through swimming lessons at my YMCA in St. Thomas and youth programs throughout public school years. During college, I had started placements in child minding at our StarTech branch, but that had ended unexpectedly due to COVID. Since joining the YMCA in my current role, I have wanted to get as involved as much as possible and give back to my community. My role and my program have allowed me to not only showcase the YMCA core values that deeply resonate with my personal values that I hold, but also instill them in program participants and other stakeholders. Through working here, I've been able to foster connections with the London and surrounding community. These connections brought forth a variety of opportunities for participants had it not been for the Y Opportunities program. As such, participants engage in meaningful work opportunities in industries such as retail, customer service, through cleaning companies, greenhouse work, tree trimming, restaurants, and the healthcare sector. We also try to give our participants other opportunities to gain employment skills through volunteering experiences that can be showcased on their resumes. Last Christmas, we facilitated the shoebox drive with our participants to help provide necessities for women experiencing homelessness in the community, and we volunteer once a month with Ronald McDonald Charity. Most of the participants that join our program say that it has been a life-changing experience to have support system here to guide them. Some of our participants have had drastic changes in their lives and may not have these kinds of supports without the program or know where to even access these community resources. As it has been told to us that we have helped guide with our kindness, selflessness, and dedication. Our participants have also stated that the program has not just helped them write a resume and cover letter, it has allowed them to gain confidence within themselves, learn vital life skills, search for employment opportunities, and integrate themselves back into our society. Our participants come out of the program thankful that we have made an impact on their life, whether that be big or small. Everyone has a different journey. For some of them, it may be going back to school, finding employment, or simply just completing the in-class portion of the program. We play a vital role in our participants' lives and individualize and tailor our approach per participant. Through facilitating the program, I wanted to find other ways to integrate our program into the community further. I was able to get our London location connected with the London Referral Network back in the fall of 2023, where we now hold the seat for employment and employment services through London. Through this networking opportunity, we have had business that we work with referring other local businesses to work with our participants and support the program at a higher capacity. I've also connected with our local trades union and to promote apprenticeship programs and connected with Fantrop College to provide information and guidance on support for post-secondary courses. Having these additional community supports have helped participants in the way that best suits their needs, whether it's employment or beyond. The program has shown me that there are other gaps in our community. I've noticed the transition for students exiting secondary school. As such, connections have been made with various schools and has allowed students to access our programs if they need support following their departure from high school or looking towards post-secondary and entering the workforce. Another evident need experienced by our participants and as seen throughout the community is nutritional and grocery supports. As our program does supply some funding for nutritional supports, we have noticed that it isn't always enough for each participant. As such, in early fall last year, we began a food pantry by getting donations from local food banks, doing food drives with our local YMCA branches and hockey teams in the area. Alora and I have been able to grow this over the last 8 months and allow our participants to access nutritional supports when needed. Besides my day-to-day work, I've wanted to make myself present in different areas of the YMCA. I've been on various committees throughout the last year. The first committee was Peace Week, where I supported the social media team. As you know, YMCA Peace Medals are presented to individuals or groups who, without any special resources, status, wealth, or position, demonstrate a commitment to the values of peace through contributions made with their local, national, or global community. This was a powerful movement to be part of. Funny enough, one of the Peace Week medal recipients was a friend of mine's mom, so it was nice to be a part of that journey. I also then joined the Employee Wellbeing Group back in the fall of 2023. I believe it is important to take care of your mental health and well-being. We only have one body and we need to nurture this to the best of our ability. Working in social services, burnout is common to see. Since being on this committee, I was given the chance to take on a leadership role, and I'm now the co-chair of this work group and hope to foster a healthy and positive workplace while giving space to our YMCA staff and volunteer community with support. Additionally, I am on our YAC, Youth Advisory Committee for our association. This committee sits near and dear to my heart. I believe it is important to advocate for youth and give them a voice. I'm passionate about youth taking on leadership roles, creating intergenerational inclusive programs and spaces. Through this, I've been able to bring creative ideas forward, provide community resources and contexts that help push this important conversation forward. Similarly, my passion for youth advocacy has brought me to join our Young Leaders Network run by Y Canada and NILAC. The national network has opened my eye to different aspects of the YMCA across Canada and allowed me to connect with individuals of various backgrounds, experiences, and provide national and at times international context to my work. It's clear to see that the impact of the YMCA of Southwestern Ontario has on our community each and every day. Y stories are the heart of our association. Stepping into my office every day, I get the chance to continue to add on to my Y story. The YMCA has given me a place to grow, learn, step outside my comfort zone. It has also allowed me to step into leadership roles, establish mentorship opportunities, connect further in the community in ways that I didn't expect when I first began this role. The YMCA has been my second home, and I look forward to what else it has in store for me. Thank you for allowing me to share my Y story today and showcase the important impact that the program and the YMCA have to our community, but also how the Y in the community has impacted me.
It's going to be hard to follow that one. But hi everyone, my name's Alora, and I currently work in employment services with Tess, and we co-facilitate the Y Opportunities program in London. So I'll share a little bit about how the impact of the program has had on me, but first I'm going to share kind of my personal experience with the Y and how I first got involved with the YMCA. So I grew up in a small community of Chatham and first got involved with the YMCA when I was about 15 years old. I heard about this youth leadership program they were recruiting for called YMCA Project Guatemala. So this was a year-long initiative focusing on building youth leadership and philanthropy skills, as well as focusing on community involvement, not only in our local community, but in a small community in Guatemala, St. Cristobal. After submitting a video submission explaining why I wanted to be a part of the program, I was lucky to be selected as one of 20 youth to embark on this journey. And off script, if you ever want a little laugh, if you Google my name and YMCA Project Guatemala, the video is still on YouTube. So if you ever need a good laugh, just look that up. So during this program, we had a wonderful leadership team of 9 adult mentors of varying different backgrounds. And Joe, who's with us today, was actually a part of the program, and I was fortunate enough to have him as a mentor during this. We worked as a team to fundraise over $150,000, which led to a 3-week trip in Guatemala. We were able to collaborate with youth and the YMCA in St. Cristobal to assist with building a schoolroom and learn more about their culture. So as I'm sure you can imagine, this experience impacted each of us in different ways being around the age of 15. Project Guatemala was instrumental learning experience for me to see how powerful it can be when communities come together. I actually went back and read a blog post I had written once I had got back from Guatemala kind of preparing for this. And in that post I had said, overall this project was a reality check for what kind of person I aspire to be in life, and has shown me that I can really set my mind to do anything. This is something I've always kept close to me during the rest of my high school years while getting my degree from Western and into the early years of my career. Strengthening communities is a long-term career goal I have for myself, and this is kind of where the Y Opportunities program comes along with my Y journey. So about 10 years later, I've been reunited with the YMCA on the flip side as an employee working within the Y Opportunities program. I'm able to serve those with diagnosed or self-identified disabilities gain meaningful employment in our community. Something I value deeply working in this program is the feedback we receive from our participants, and we constantly hear that Y Opportunities supports them in gaining back their confidence, which Tess had mentioned as well, and often alone that is enough for them to kind of reintegrate in the community through employment. Y Opportunities doesn't just look at program participant in terms of employment, but rather sees the individual for who they are and what their strengths and gifts they can share with the community are. Y Opportunities supports a person with their whole employment journey, whether that is supporting them to buy interview clothing they feel confident in, supporting them with nutritional supports while they don't have any income, or referring them to mental health resources to ensure they have any additional supports they need to be successful. Y Opportunities focuses on a holistic model of employment, and when you focus on the whole person, that is when you can truly ignite someone's potential and see true community impact. I'm honored to be a part of individuals' employment journey, and I see firsthand how the YMCA and the Y Opportunities program strengthens our London community. So I want to thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you to the organizers for allowing me to share a little bit into my Y story.
Thank you both so much, Tess and Alora, for those very articulate and passionately delivered words, really inspiring. And I sometimes think about how the Y reliably reproduces these incredibly impactful experiences for people. And I think part of it is that for many, and it's true for me too, I experienced the Y before working for the Y in a way that had a big impact on my life. In my case, it was going to Camp Queen Elizabeth. And when I started working at camp and then subsequently in other jobs and what I do now, I feel a duty and responsibility to try and create that level of magic and change in people's lives because people are building their Y stories right now. And so I think that's why our employees bring so much passion and energy to their work, and you are two terrific examples of exactly that. So thank you very much to both of you. By sharing your stories and experiences of folks across our Y in the community, we captivate audiences, we build emotional connections, and effectively communicate the value and impact of the Y. So that's why you saw on our strategic plan, be the place to work. It's all interconnected. So we're really excited for all of that work. Okay, so that is a wrap, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Just a few final cleaning up, tidying types of things. First of all, wanted to very much thank the organizers of the event, and that's mainly through our Marcom team, and I see Elise is at the back of the room, but supported by Ann Baxter, who's been a friend of the Y and an employee of the Y for many years going back, and a colleague of mine as well. So wonderful to have you here and everybody who supported the organization of this event. We also wanted to thank the municipality of East Lambton for their assistance. This is a partnership, as you know, and thank you for coming. All of you for coming. If you're here or if you logged in, we're delighted that that's how you could be a part of our day or evening today. Help yourself to some delicious food catered by Mandy Emerson, I mentioned earlier. Homestead Catering right here in Watford. And Mandy, I know you're very busy, but I gave you a shout out at the start and you weren't in the room for it. I saw you have a YMCA fundraiser sign in the storefront. And I took a picture of it, so thank you for supporting us. And all of you, if you're in, well, you are in Watford, but if you return, you can have some of the delicious food here, but if you return, strongly recommend you head down to the downtown strip and where you will find Homestead. Don't forget about the QR code that was mentioned on the cookies. That'll point you toward our new brand platform, Shine On, as well as to our annual report. And I just want to wish everybody a very happy evening. Thank you for being here.